Hi, my name is Brian, and I just want to share with you a little story, small story, that's a part of my conversion. And it happened after I'd met the Lord and really made the decision to become Catholic. I was raised Presbyterian. And when I was 27 years old, it was 2009, I was going to receive my sacraments in the church. And April of 2009, Holy Week was April 5th, Palm Sunday, and then Easter Sunday was April 12th. And on April 5th, we had done our normal RCIA meet up and talk about the readings for that Sunday. And we were meeting about it, and some of the leaders there in the RCIA program just wanted to make sure that we knew all the things that we needed to have done and just want to make sure that we had done them. And one of those things was our first confession. And most of the people, yes, definitely. All of them, actually. And it came to me, and I had not done it yet. So I caught up with the RCIA director and told them that I had not completed my first confession. What time should I do it? This week? How should that work? And they kind of looked at me like, well, actually, Holy Week, they don't do any confessions during Holy Week. They do one large confession one night during the week, Holy Week, and it was a night I couldn't make. It was just impossible for me to be there. So they said, well, the other route would be to find a priest, tackle a priest, and ask him to hear your first confession. And I said, okay, that's what needs to be done. We'll make it happen. It just so happened that I was helping out on a Good Friday service. We were filming the Good Friday service, and we needed to meet at a church. This was a different church than the church I was being confirmed in and receiving my sacraments in, probably about 15 miles away. And we had to meet at this church to talk about some of how the production was going to go down, how the whole night was going to go down, the event was going to go down. And so we met there. It was probably afternoon, and me and another person who we were shooting with, and we met with my friend who's there at that particular parish. And I kind of had my head on a swivel the whole time looking for this priest. There's got to be somebody around here who can hear my first confession so I can receive my sacraments. So we're talking, and maybe mid-sentence, I see a priest, and that's my chance. I just leave the conversation and go and ask Father if he would please hear my first confession. And I explained to him how sorry I was because I didn't realize it was Holy Week and there were no confessions. I should have done it earlier. I'm very sorry. And Father, he's a retired priest and seemed like a very understanding individual. And he said, you're a convert, no kidding. He said, how old are you? I said, I'm 27 years old. He said, no kidding, I converted when I was 27. Wow, you're a priest now? It's kind of amazing, right? And he said, what religion are you converting from? I said, I was raised Presbyterian. He says, no kidding. I was also raised Presbyterian, and that's what I converted from, into Catholicism. So, I mean, these two situations were just these two facts about Father and myself. The connection there, the similarity was too much to overlook. Just knew that God had had his hand in this the entire time. This was the time he really wanted me to have my first confession. So Father and I, we go and we sit down. We're in the church, and he asked me, now, where are you receiving your sacraments? And I said, La Prisma Parish, 15 miles away. It's in Orange. It's in a different city. And he said, oh, yeah, of course I know that parish. I used to serve there. I was also a part of that parish for many years. I mean, just another connection that only God really could make, I think, in that point. And I was pumped to give my first confession, as pumped as a convert could be to explain all of his sins to another human being right next to him. But anyways, the confession went well, and gave me the blessing and everything, and it was beautiful. And we said our goodbyes. And as I was leaving, it wasn't quite dark yet. It was afternoon, still had maybe an hour or two of daylight. And my sister texts me, and she asked if I wanted to go to the cemetery to put flowers on my mom's grave. This isn't very common for us. In fact, we unfortunately hardly ever do that. Um, and so it was kind of got me thinking, like, why now? And why right now? Didn't make sense to me. And she texted me again. She said, I thought it would be nice for mom's birthday. And, at that moment, I really felt that God's presence was right there with me. He was showing me that He was with me every step of this journey, being welcomed into the church, and even specifically in this moment, that He really wanted me to know too that my mom was with me. That even though she wasn't present in the body with me, that she was present with Him. The other reason being too is that my mom was Presbyterian. She raised us Presbyterian. My dad was not, but she was the one who chose to raise us in the Presbyterian church. And so I knew that whole time she'd been praying. She had been watching this journey unfold, and that it was almost like a thumbs up for that choice of mine to become Catholic. And just really an encouraging moment to me to know that still being connected to those people who pass on, that life continues even after we die. Just really continues to remind me too where I'm going, where we all are going as believers, where we set our sights, the life everlasting that God has for us. So I pray that story blesses you, and thank you for listening. God bless.